Morning.
Good morning.
It's another round of Get Connected session. Today is 31st of May 2024.
Yes.
Today, we're going to cover a very interesting topic. I think the title is FAQ from incorporating of a Sdn Bhd. I think recently we have a lot of inquiry on incorporating of Sdn Bhd. So these are the common questions. Normally they were raised by the shareholders.
The shareholders, the client.
So before we proceed, let me introduce myself. My name is Mr. Koh Teck Ping. I am from KTP and companies. I think KTP groups of companies. Okay, basically I'm a approved auditors and approved tax agents. With me is Miss Lim.
Hi, I'm Miss Lim, Client Relations representing KTP and THK.
Okay, so without due delay, the topic is FAQ on incorporating a Sdn Bhd in Malaysia. First question is, normally they will ask the company names.
Yes.
Yes, Miss Lim, why not?
Okay, basically for incorporating a new Sdn Bhd, the initial stage is the owner have to think of a company name, because the company name we need to submit to SSM for getting approval and reservations of the company name, and then only we can incorporate the Sdn Bhd. So other than this question, another question will be asked by owner is, let's say today I incorporated ABC Sdn Bhd. Can I change the company name later? Definitely the answer is a yes. The procedure is the same, that we need to make applications with SSM whether the name is available or not. Okay, so the reservation, once we submit the application with SSM, basically they were granted a 30 days period for the company to change its name to the new company name. For example, from ABC Sdn Bhd to XYZ Sdn Bhd. From this change of company name, definitely there's once the SSM approval, there's a lot of administrative things to be carried out by the company. First of all, you have to notify your bank. This is number one, where your bank will show the record of the old company name ABC. So you have to notify the bankers that the company names has been changed and approved by SSM by providing the certificate of change of company name to the banker. So other than that, all those utilities, MBJB, all the procedure needs to be carried out to notify the relevant authority on the change of name. So another point is that once the company change of name, you have to publish your certificate on the change of name and display it at the register office, your business premises, and also where the place you kept the books of records.
So basically I would say is that the first step is always come up on names.
Names,
okay?
yes.
And names can be, as I straightforward, it can be ABC or it can be your name or thing like that. But the most important thing is the name cannot be used
by existing name in the SSM system.
Okay, so normally I think we will advise client to come up 3 names.
Proposed will be 3 names, so that if the first one is rejected or not allowed by SSM, we are able to carry out on the second one. And then if your name have certain alphabet like ABC, you have to explain maybe the A stands for what, for example, Ais Batu Campur, or some explanation the alphabet stands for. And if it's not in English or Malay form, maybe have some Japanese word like kawaii, you have to explain the kawaii means something like cute in English. You have to give more explanation on that part.
So basically the first step is always come out names. Okay, names. Our practice is come out 3 names. Okay, so you will submit your proposed name to the SSM. SSM stands for
Suruhanjaya Syarikat Malaysia.
so basically they will either approve or reject. Or somehow even they
Query.
approve, they may query. A stand for what, or thing like that. Okay. So that's our interesting question is, if I come out today, I come out with a name. Okay. Maybe due to time constraints, or maybe after certain years we decided that it's time to change the name because of feng shui, or because of new partners coming in, things like that. So it can be done. It can be done. More procedure is resubmit your name to SSM again, subject to approvals. I think then comes, I think Ms. Lim briefly explained, once a new name has been approved, there's some administrative work you need to do. You need to inform your stakeholders. I think basically you include your bankers, your supplier name, your new names, and including your old names.
Yes.
Okay. Also, you need to display in your stationery, meaning in your letterhead, in your name card, your new names and old names. Even signboards. Yes, it would cost a bit of money, things like that. Okay, because the newborn companies. Okay, people want to know your history as well. Okay, so I think nowadays we know the history of the company, because all the new company, they are cited with numbers.
Company registration
The
number.
numbers shall include the years, the months, and date of incorporations. Let's say you are incorporated today, 2024, May 31st. The name shall include, the number shall include this
2024.
0531, thing like that. Okay, because at the back they still got a few numbers. Okay, so the first thing we covered the company name. Second thing is the nature of business. Okay, people always ask how many type of business activity can I register, because you may surprise some people may say that some companies or some shareholders, they may say that today I want to incorporate this company purely for investment purpose. I want to buy properties. Or then normally they will ask, after certain years, can I do this business like trading of something, or manufacturing or something, thing like that. Or so this is perhaps Ms. Lim, can you explain?
According to the Companies Act, SSM actually do not limit the capacities of the business. So it's so-called unlimited capacity, as long as your nature of business does not it's not an unlawful activity. But during the registrations of the Sdn Bhd company, definitely there's a field for us to fill in on the nature of business, as also a brief descriptions of the business entity. So nature of the business usually is covered under MSIC code, and is granted three field for you to fill in under MSIC code. For example, Mr. Koh said during incorporation as an investment holding company, so we can put.
I think perhaps before she explains what is investment holding company, I think not many people will understand what is investment holding company. Basically, the purpose of this company is to buy and sell real estate. It means it can be office building, it can be residential house, it can be factory. So that's why, accountant we have to come out with Chengge name so we call it investment holding company. Okay, please proceed.
So I continue from just now. Maybe during incorporation that time, your nature of business is investment holding company. So you have one MSIC code dedicated for this business nature. And then subsequently, if let's say along down the road, maybe 5 years later, you would like to manufacture certain products, yes, we will add in the additional nature of of business for this manufacturing by adding the second MSIC code. So from the MSIC code, the micro ID allows maximum three MSIC code.
What is MSIC code?
It's an identifier code to describe the nature of business. So actually there's a tons of MSIC code. Usually we will refer to the MSIC website to extract out the MSIC code.
So to summarize, basically the common question people will ask is how many activities, how many business activity can I register? So the answer is unlimited.
Unlimited.
As long as this is
lawful activities.
Okay. Okay. But on top of course, today you may come out say activity 1. Okay. After 3 years, you may say that I want to increase. I want to put in other
activity.
New activity. It can be done. Okay. So just now Ms. Lin will come out a very interesting thing is
SC code.
SC code. Okay. This is basically is for. I think we are living in the big data world, okay? So the government also want to know the companies, okay? So basically, each activity shall have a unique numbers, okay? So basically, if let's say this company is trading of motor vehicles, it should have a unique numbers. This company, let's say, is manufacturing of tables, they have a unique numbers. So this is how big data come in. So government want to have a so-called data gathering or something like that. So they want to compare, they want to know, okay, IRB want to know, the government want to know, SSL also want to know, okay. Out of this so-called Sdn Bhd, how many is involved in manufacturing of tables, things like that. So each company shall have maximum 3. So use this carefully, okay? So normally if you say that you're not sure, normally you can put it 1 first, okay? Subsequently you can add on to second or third, okay? So why this is important as a tax agent, when we do a tax com, we also will use this number to identify your business activities.
And also, I believe SST, also if you are in the sales tax or service tax industry, they will refer to your MSIC code as well.
So, as I say, we are living in the world of big data. This is how government want to monitor and regulate the industries. Okay? So, the next question is interesting, okay? As far as Sdn Bhd concerned, this is a legal entity, okay? So once you incorporate a legal entity, it's a lawful person. So it can, by being a lawful person, it can enter into agreements, it can be sued or be sued, things like that. So in the Sdn Bhd, there are 2 parties, okay? One is the one who come up money, we call it shareholders. Second one is, as I say, the company is separate legal entities. It is run by directors. Okay? People may confuse that how come shareholders cannot be director? Yes, for SME, this is very common, shareholders, but let's say this is a big company, multinational company, or this is a listed company, it may be different. The both party can be different. Shareholders is say party 1, or party 1 may appoint another board of directors to run the daily business operations. Okay, now we go to interesting one. Directors, let's talk about director first. Okay, can a foreigner be a director of the company? Yes or no?
The answer is simple, yes, but you come with a condition that this foreign director must show or proven the residency status in Malaysia So the keyword is residencies.
I think this is very common because I think the common sense, put it this way, because if a foreigner, or let's say a foreigner incorporated a Sdn Bhd, okay, if the Sdn Bhd fail to comply certain rules, say submit annual returns or financial statement on times, SSM definitely will issue compound and penalties, right? If the directors is in overseas, chances are the foreigner may not entertain the compound, thing like that. I think so. That's why the foreigners. The answer, let's now come back to the question. Foreigner, yes, foreigner can be, as long as you have a residence in Malaysia. Okay, you cannot simply put okay, all these things normally we will look at the work permit,
tenancy agreements, or any electric bills, showing that the name of this particular director staying at a house or residency house in Malaysia.
Okay, so I think Malaysia is what we call a friendly country to welcome foreigners to incorporate companies. Okay, so I think hopefully this will answer, can a foreigner be the director of the companies?
Now there's one more addition I would like to bring out. From SSM point of view, yes, foreigner can be a director of a company, but in terms of after you incorporated the company, basically one thing you have to take note is the bank. Because recently we do encounter foreigners setting up Sdn Bhd in Malaysia, and then it's a single director, because now under new Companies Act it's allowed one directors, which is we so-called single directors company. Then the director want to go and open bank account, ending up the bankers ask a lot of question to proven that your status. So that's why we usually encourage, if you want to set up a Sdn Bhd company, to expedite the process and open the bank account, we suggest to have a local director. It's much more easier to open the bank account. Yes.
I think this is interesting. Yes, Malaysia welcome foreigner to incorporate, to set up business in Malaysia, but recent development in banking industry is because of money laundering. So bank AMLA stands for Anti-Money Laundering Act. So bank has stringent the procedures. Okay, I do believe it's not so easy to open bank account in Singapore nowadays for Malaysian. I think when you have even small amount bank in, say, into your main bank account from Singapore, the bank officer will call you, ask a lot of questions. Okay, so this is part and parcel of international movement to counter money laundering. So if you're foreigners, you don't have history in Malaysia, definitely bank will ask you
a lot of questions.
Ton of questions, then it becomes very tough for you to
successfully open the bank account.
I think bank have to follow bank legal directive, no choice. As I say, as she says that it's advisable to have a local person in the director's sheets. Okay. Now we talk about shareholders. In Chinese we call 股东 lah. Okay. Do I need a local shareholders? This is a common question, right?
Yeah, common question raised during incorporation. Actually, the answer is said not necessary. Not necessary to have a local shareholders, because the shareholders is the business owner of the company. So it can be a individual person, it can be a corporate shareholders.
Corporate meaning it can be owned by another Sdn Bhd. It can be owned by another listed company, Bhd, or things like that.
Foreign company
Or it can be either it can be local or it can be foreign. Let's say a US company want to set up a company in Malaysia, it can be 100% owned by the US company.
And then for this shareholder, there's restrictions for companies limited by shares. The maximum of the shareholder is 50%, meaning minimum is starting with 1, then the maximum is 50.
I think it's very straightforward lah. Your Sdn Bhd, okay? Sdn Bhd in Malay we call it Sdn Bhd. So it cannot have more than 50s lah. If more than 50s, it become Bhd. Okay? People may confuse. Is it Bhd refer to listed company? Not necessary. As long as you have shareholders more than 50s, it definitely will fall under Bhd. Understand? Okay?
And then following from there, as we mentioned, if you hold by a corporate company, if your shares is more than 50%, there's a relationship. We call it holding and subsidiary, or in layman term, will be the father and son company.
I think this is more relevant when you do accountings, okay? Consolidation will come in, meaning if father and son's company or holding a subsidiary company, when you come to account, you need to do a console account, meaning father and son campur together become one company.
Group accounting.
Okay? Anything you want to elaborate?
If under the group accounting, definitely both company, the holding company and subsidiary company, the financial year ends are required to be the same.
Okay. I think she mentioned financial year end. Okay.
Yes.
So people always ask, what financial year should I put? Okay. My answer is straightforward. Do not put on 31st December. If every company put on 31st December, the auditors will be very busy. The secretary will be very busy on annual compliance, in filing your annual returns, audited financial statement, and tax returns. There are many dates can be put. Okay, it can be March, it can be June, it can be September, even it can be. We have clients have year end on February. We have company year end on April. We have company year end on July, or even October or November. Okay, so of course this is inapplicable when you have a holding company and subsidiary company. Both company must have a same financial year end, meaning if your holding company is 31st December, the subsidiary must be
also 31st December.
31st December. Okay, then it comes with very physical things, address. Do I need to have a business address right now? Can I put my home address, or can I put my secretary firm address?
Okay. Yeah, this is a common question asked by a new company. Basically, in SSM record, there's three primary, call it main address require. The first one is the register office address. So what we meant by register office address is where all the communication, meaning the letter, the notice, everything are able to address to. So during incorporation that time, secretarial firm, for example, THK is a secretarial firm, the register office will indicate our office as the register office address, where we can able to receive all the communications, the notice and letter from SSM. The second address only come to business address. So I have to define this business address actually is where the premises the business operate for the company. So initially, when during incorporation, I understand the situation that you don't have any business address yet because you haven't entered into tenancy agreement. So you can temporarily no need to state any address as a business premises until the company incorporated. You enter into the tenancy agreement and you got the address. We can update, I mean you notify the company secretary notifying us, and then we will inform SSM and update the business address in SSM records. Then the last address is actually the financial records address, where you kept all the sales invoice, purchase invoice, bank statement, payment voucher. So that is another address need to be indicated. So to answer Mr. Koh's question, we don't really encourage to put home address unless you are working SOHO. I mean working from home, your business office really conducted in home. And then this address also will related to another one is the MBJB business license application, because this business license application is only eligible to the premises at commercial area, for example shop lot, factory, all this kind. So we not encourage to put home address unless you are SOHO. You run your business in SOHO. Yes.
So basically there are three types of address, as Ms. Lim mentioned. First is register office.
Yes.
Normally it is the secretary firm address who helps you to incorporate your companies. Okay, this is where the normal formal correspondence or communication from SSM
with the company.
Yes. Okay, register office. This is normally where the basic registers,
the register file, minutes book
is kept.
The place where these documents are kept.
Second address is business address, whereby you run your business. Let's say you're a trading company, you either own the shop lot or you rented the shop lot. It can be your business address. Okay, chances are when you first incorporate this company, you may not have the business address. You can leave it blank first, okay, until such notice. Let's say you start to buy. When you buy or when you rented the business address, then you can put the business address. Because once you have a business address, in normal circumstances, people will put you need to apply MPJB. This is Johor Bahru, we call it MPJB license. Also you have to apply for signboard license. Okay, the third address is
financial record address.
Because everyone need to pay tax, including companies. Okay, so tax, it can be income tax, it can be sales tax, it can be service tax. Okay, you are required by the law to keep the documents for years. So doesn't mean that the account or financial year or calendar is over, you can throw away all the documents. Please keep it in the futures when IRAB, Inland Revenue Board, or Custom, or even SSM, they will conduct a
physical
visit to check whether you maintain and keep sufficient records.
Yes.
Understand? Okay. So I think I covered this really. Let's come to the time.
Yes.
The timeline. How long it takes to incorporate a Sdn Bhd.
Usually during incorporation we have two stages. Number one is, we mentioned earlier, is apply for the name. So SSM will take about 1 to 2 days for the name approval, and then followed by the incorporation is the second stage, where we need to submit in the incorporation document. So this will take about 3 to 5 working days from SSM. So estimate the fastest take about 7 days, provided that the document prepared by the company secretary are signed by the directors and shareholders fast. So at least 7 to 14 working days to get the company incorporated.
So in summaries, our practice is normally we advise clients minimum 7 working days to 14 working days. Provided each party play their roles.
Yes.
Meaning secretary rush out the documentations, and the director and shareholders or sign up the document fast. I think sometimes there are circumstances whereby this company is required urgent. So you'll be surprised, there's a group of companies, they incorporate company in advance. We call it
Shelf company.
Shelf company, okay? Of course, if you want this type of company, of course we can give you the list of the name.
Correct.
Their job is to incorporate companies, meaning they produce baby and then the baby is to be adopted. Okay, of course you have to pay the money lah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we give you a list. You select which name. Normally the list will come with
Company
20 names,
20 names and company number
and history, thing like that. When is the date, thing like that. So let's say you like this company name, say ABC Sdn Bhd. Okay, you want it fast due to special circumstances. Maybe you want to put a deposit on the purchase of properties. You cannot wait longer. Then you can incorporate, you can buy over this company fresh. No history. Of course, some people will buy history company. Of course, also got this type of company provider one. Okay, some people want to buy more than 3 years with perfect records or some certain license, thing like that. Also got this
project tendering.
Okay, so this can be done. Okay, nothing to worry.
And then after purchase the self company, definitely is the change of the directors, resign the old directors, appoint the new directors, and the transfer of the shares.
It's much more faster. It's much more faster. So I think we come to the final one, the process. Perhaps I think the process basically it will summarize everything really. Okay. So Ms. Lim, please. Okay.
So the process from the what we mentioned just now, from the name search of the company, and then approval from SSM until this is the pre stage. Then the second process is during the incorporation, where we need to prepare the documentation on incorporations, then followed by submission to SSM until the issuance of the certificate of incorporations. So and other statutory forms like Section 14, Section 15, Section 58 and 2362.
Oh, whoa. People won't understand what is the numbers. Okay, perhaps we can come out and what's the numbers imply, okay?
Okay, Section 14 is actually a comprehensive information on incorporation, where part 1 they describe the name of the company, the registration date, the company number, the nature of business, just now we mentioned, and then the addresses of the company, followed by second part is the director's particular, and the third part is the shareholder particular. This is the section 14 of the form. Then section 15 basically is just notifications from SSM informing that this company is successfully incorporated, when is the date of incorporated, name and the register number. Then the certificate of incorporation means the birth cert of the company were issued by SSM, and section 58 is basically the first appointments of the company secretary, and also any updates or changes on the particular of the director.
This is, well, before we proceed, because I think in the old days we have certain forms, okay?
Correct.
Why there's an old form, why there's a new form? Because in 2016,
the new Company Acts come in, replacing the old Companies Act.
so in the old Act, we still have Form 9, Certificate of Incorporations.
Form 24 for Section 78 on the shares particular.
Register of shareholding, things like that.
Then Form 49 now is replaced by Section 14 and also 58 on the particular of the directors, secretary and managers.
And Form
44 is the register office address, where now it's replaced by Section 46(3).
So you will be surprised because on and off you have two types of forms. Say if the company have old forms, they keep on carrying
on using the old forms.
Okay. If you incorporate after 2016,
17.
17, sorry. 17, definitely they will come all the new forms ready until now.
Yes.
So please proceed.
Okay, so that is during incorporation. Definitely there's post, meaning after the company incorporated, what the company should do is basically the tax registration number. We have to get the tax number from income tax, then followed by open the bank account to operate the businesses, then enter into tenancy agreement to have the business address, and then have to apply for business license and papan iklan license, and then you have to apply for supply of the water and electricity from TNB and SAJ for the premises to have all these utilities. And then lastly, if you have employed workers, you have to pay out salary. Other than that, there's a mandatory contribution required like EPF, SOCSO, HRDF, and also deduction of the PCB. Yes, so this is the post matters for the whole process.
Let me be open to you, be frank to you guys, because we do come across some companies was incorporated years ago, okay, and miss out to apply income tax numbers or to appoint tax agents. Cari pasar. Okay?
Yes.
Cari pasar. Okay. Because one, you have a baby bond, they still have annual compliance, okay, annual obligation to do. Now the first thing is you need to fix your year end. Okay, we come across the secretary, the ex-secretary
Did not carry out, did not comply.
No comment. No comment. We don't say anything. Okay. You need to fix your year end.
Yeah.
You need to appoint your auditors and tax agents. Okay. Why this is important? Because once you appoint tax agent, the income tax number, the form.
The CP204 form.
Yes. I think in Malaysia. Our tax system is basically in advanced mode, meaning you need to estimate your tax and then pay your tax in advance, rather than people may think that we wait until we submit the tax returns and then pay the tax. No such thing. Okay, because our government or IRB do provide concession for newly incorporated company by exempting tax and estimation for 2 years, but you need to apply in writings. failure to do so, penalty
Penalties
will come in. Okay. Malaysia is a fine country. If you don't do this, fine. If you don't do that, compound. Okay. We see many cases. Okay. When the new company, the so-called new company, will maybe overdue by 18 months or close to 18 months, then they haven't do all these things.
Very sad.
Very sad. Okay. For detailed one, we won't cover much. Okay. Perhaps you can refer back to our old past webinar whereby we talk about on tax issues.
Tax responsibility issues.
Because once you have bought business, just now we mentioned the business address, thing like that, definitely, or you rented a business address, then you have to apply for MPJP or JP partner. Then normally the so-called, you will do a signboard. Okay, the signboard people normally will do the license for your MPJP and signboard together.
Yes.
And then next one, of course, the electricity, I think is common. The water is common. But the most important thing is, once you employ people, okay, you have to watch out the tax part. As I mentioned earlier, Malaysia is an advanced country. Okay, even for employees, you need to deduct salary in advance. In Malaysia, we call it PCB, Potongan Cukai Bulanan. Okay, and we also have some social department. We have SOCSO, we have
EPF,
we have EPF,
HRDF,
all these things you need to comply with. So talk to your secretaries when you incorporated a companies. Okay, talk to your tax agents, or I think you can refer back to our past webinar or past posting on new company checklist. Okay, so please be mindful of all these things. As I mentioned, Malaysia is a fine country. Okay, you don't do this, you cannot find, you cannot compound. Okay, you cannot say you don't know. Okay, so I think the last part is
more on changes of particular. So if there's changes in particular in terms of address, business address, or changes of particular of the directors or shareholders, you have to notify your company secretary so that all these particular will be updated with SSM and also the tax agent for updating the Inland Revenue Board.
So just whenever there are major changes, for instance, new directors, new shareholders, or you move away, you move to a new factories, and you move away, new shop lot, please notify the company secretaries. Okay, because company secretary will do the necessary documentations to SSM. Even as a tax agent, you need to inform IRBs of any changes to your business address.
Yes.
I think with this, I think more or less we have covered the common questions, or we call it FAQ on incorporating Sdn Bhd. Thank you very much. If you need to incorporate a company, please contact Miss Lim. Okay?
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.